All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the Starladder LAN Finals season, not LAN Finals, China Finals, Season 9. This is DK versus Victus Gaming, your winner bracket finals. The winner goes to Kiev, where most likely over $200,000 in prize money will be available. I'm LDMB on the summit, and I will be joined here momentarily by my main man, Winter. Actually, we did end the Skype call, so he's absent in voice as well as in invisibility. But with that being said, we have DK versus IG coming your way very, very soon. A really exciting match. These two teams, I mean, if you want to call it, like, it's quickly becoming maybe the El Clasico of China. Is that fair to say? And here's Winter. Hey, Winter, how you doing?
Sup?
Sup, buddy? What's good in the hood?
There's no three-man cast.
No. Oh, we got our teams mixed up. There we go. Ah, boy. So game one of a best of three, Winter. Burning's back. Burning looked very shaky yesterday, even though they won. Do you think he's going to step up? Because I feel like if he plays that way today, IG are going to run away with this. They need Burning at full capacity, in my opinion.
You can't play your best every game. Sometimes you have your off games. It's very common. It's very normal.
That's loser talk, Winter. I don't want to hear it. Champions play like champions.
He's gonna play like a boss today.
Okay. So who are your rares on right now? Or your keys, your socketed immortals, whatever it is that you bet.
I don't know. I always put my rares on my friends.
Well, Dota 2 Lounge is betting on DK. 59 to 41%. Do you agree?
I think it's actually a 50-50 match. I don't think anyone has the advantage.
Yeah, I really agree with that. Especially IG the past few days have looked very, very solid. Whereas DK, sure, they've been winning, but they have not made it easy on themselves. It's on the one hand, they've been clutch from behind with coming back, but on the other hand, they should have been in a lot of the situations they found themselves in during the Starladder China to begin with. So, you know, it's an interesting clash of performance. IG just wins easy. DK does it the scrappy hard way. Which one will prevail in this series? I guess we'll find out, but game one's now underway.
Doesn't that feel familiar to you?
Yes, it reminds me a little bit of WPC Ace Finals.
You can be comfortable at the start, but who knows what's going to happen at the end.
Well, Winter, it's another China Dota game, and it just wouldn't be Chinese Dota right now without the Shadow Shaman first or second pick. And he comes off the board immediately for DK. We have seen MMY just be an absolute monster on this hero. In fact, a lot of the Chinese supports have really been making plays on him, but MMY in particular seems to have a really easy time getting in fast blink. Teams have not been doing much to contest the Shadow Shaman in the laning stage, and we'll see if that changes here. IG reply with the Alchemist Ancient Apparition, so actually a very fearsome duo as a dual roam support, a very good support solo mid possibility with the Alchemist that could go there, so IG going for a lot of early game aggression with these two picks.
Yeah, and they're up against Centaur, which is also very suitable for DK apparently. We found out yesterday that he was a very strong late gamer as well, which was quite underrated, I guess. He was basically most of the time he was used as a good replacement for Clockwork. I think that's but after yesterday's games, I think he can actually fit into the role of a Prophet late game also. He deals as much damage as like Prophet in the fights, but in a slower manner.
A slower but like more intimidating manner, because unlike the Prophet, you can't kill him. You need to ignore him if he gets that farmed.
Yeah, but Prophet is very squishy. Centaur is not squishy.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you just don't want to focus him. IG will go Rubik here. Stampede, a fairly easy spell to steal if you see the Centaur coming. Good if you're quick on the reactions when he blinks in. I like the Rubik pick, and Tron's been playing it quite well the past few days, so I think it's a good pick here.
And it also opens up the possibility of them going tri-lane with the Rubik and AA. These two supports are very good in the laning phase, so if DK goes for a greedy support, another greedy support, Shaman is already a greedy support. If they go for one more weak support, probably IG will be thinking whether they can go and contest with a Weaver. Okay, there's no Weaver, there's a Totem.
Yeah, Weaver actually gets banned. Something that DK did play twice yesterday, I believe. 2 games in a row.
Yeah, twice, yeah.
And, I mean, Burning, his execution wasn't the best, but we saw where the Weaver gets very scary, and They don't have the best lockdown here. Things like Unstable Concoction, just not really a good spell to kill Weaver when it's got such a long and slow travel time. If he's quick on the Sakuchi, sure, you might stun him, but he can be halfway to the tier 2 before you even get on top of him. So the Rubik could do well there, but they're not going to give it up anyway. The Nyx Assassin will be the choice for DK, and we've seen Mushi playing the Nyx a decent amount, so could be a Mushi solo mid Nyx, Centaur for Ice Ice Ice, and then we just need to see what Burning and Lamb's heroes are going to be if that's the case.
It feels more like a support-ish pick here.
That's really risky, though, to run a Shadow Shaman and Nyx support against Rubik AA Alchemist. That feels very greedy. These are not strong laning supports.
I think the Nyx is really good against the Alchemist, but if you put Nyx middle against it's gonna be a call Alchemist. If you put Nyx middle against the Alchemist is going to have a better time than the Nyx Assassin.
Oh boy, Starladder comes off the board, and this is where you gotta wonder, Winter, are we gonna see potentially a 430 Shadow Fiend here to round out the draft?
Starladder should be the safe lane. YYF is going to be the Alchemist since that's the case. So middle lane would be TA or Shadow Fiend.
TA, yeah, TA is definitely... DK don't have... And I thought you said PA at first. I was like, wait, what is he talking about? But
when do I suggest PA?
I don't know. I thought you said PA. What can I say? But yeah, TA would be very good here as well. DK don't have any damage over time. Sure, they've got a lot of stuns to work with, but once that TA gets a BKB, they would have some tough times dealing with her. And she's good versus tanks like Centaur, too. So,
yeah,
especially on Dire side, either of those heroes, they can go Roche really early. DK's got to be worried about that early Roche.
They need to be thinking that whether they want to pick strong laners right now. If they want to go up against this lineup, so much minus armor and minus magic resistance, they need someone to shut down to win the Alchemist lane. That's the first thing I think they need. They need a lane dominator, maybe a Quap, or something to dominate the Alchemist lane. If they put a Nyx there, I think it's not very good for them.
Yeah, and I mean, if you run a Quap against this IG lineup, sure, like, even if she has a good laning stage, though, you go to the mid game, and IG have the heroes to kill Quap quite easily. Rubik lift into the Starladder Blink Crush, the Alch stun that can follow her through the Blink, and they'll go for a safer lane dominator in the OD. It's something we haven't seen much of, but I think OD's pretty good this game. You can easily dodge the Unstable Concoction with your Astral if they try to roam on you early, and obviously he can win 1v1 mid. So it's just kind of like a safer version of the Quap in this case.
10 seconds.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if they go for OD needs a lot more farm than a Quap to be useful in the fights. And, you know, IG is going to look forward to once the Blink comes online on the Starladder, they're going to just run around and just look for kills. Maybe, I'm thinking if they want to do Alchemist middle, they can even pick something like a Bounty Hunter for their lineup. Bounty Hunter, Starladder, and Alchemist, and they just run around and look for kills.
Just go frag. Mad fraggers on the loose.
But I still feel like the safer option could be something like a TA, or maybe even a Shadow Fiend middle, so that they have another core, another damage dealer, and it synergizes with their lineup.
Yeah, I would like either of those picks, although I will say with the OD pickup, it's still okay for Shadow Fiend, especially, because he can always just go stack the woods and catch up later.
TA would be the safest, I think, against the OD.
She's the harder to gank, but she's also not quite as good at flash farming.
Yeah, but a lot of minus armor with the Starladder, and they're on, once again, dire like easy rush.
Yeah, Shadow Fiend's not bad there either. We'll see. IG, yeah, TA definitely the safer choice here, though. And probably a bit better at getting those early kills when you roam into the lane. So we'll just see what they go for.
But late game, obviously, the Shadow Fiend is much more reliable as a carry. TA late game she gets kited around easily, and there's a Stampede as well. So the Shadow Fiend work better in the late game.
I just want to see a Shadow Fiend because he's got swagger, man.
Okay, you're gonna get a Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for here. DK, they banned out the Razor, so they banned the OD's natural counter mid, or as much as it can be considered a counter anyway. Not really a full counter. I feel like that's a bit overrated, but
I think if they both play their cards right, Razor will definitely have the advantage over OD.
Yeah.
If you play it right.
It's one of those matchups though where there's enough player skill involved that it goes either way, just depending on who gets the better creep block, who's got the better early timing, maybe who's got the better ping to the server. in some
No, I
cases.
think the most important thing is the first few
10
waves
seconds
where whether the
remaining.
Razor is able to stop the OD from getting more
5
last, because I
seconds
feel
remaining.
okay, that
Oh,
that was
boy.
totally
DK's
unexpected.
turn.
They're
Here
gonna
come the dunks.
no,
Huskar is the choice.
Huskar versus OD, so that he doesn't get dominated in the lane.
Yeah, who cares about mana when you're Huskar? What do you need it for? Inner Vitality? I mean, come on now.
Man, that's a good spell.
Yeah, but not something you care about in the laning stage. So, oh boy. And if they bring the Ancient Apparition towards this lane, the amount of damage they have early on is very hard to deal with.
Huh,
10
wouldn't be
seconds
surprised
remaining.
Also,
Max.
Winter, the Huskar is a great counter to the Centaur.
5 seconds remaining.
If you think
percentage
about it.
base. Yeah.
this
Percentage
is an
base,
interesting-
and you
Reserve
take a lot
time.
less damage from spells. Okay. Sounds like a very cool pick.
One thing is for sure,
10
DK
seconds
probably didn't see
remaining.
this coming.
They were thinking like, probably they go for more minus armor.
5
PA.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, they were
Fiend.
probably thinking like we did. Like, okay, 430 Shadow Fiend, 430 TA.
Yeah.
And DK will just go for a Mirana. So, a hero we also haven't seen them run in a very long time, if ever. I can't even remember seeing DK run a Mirana before. Bernie was playing it for a little bit, I guess.
YYF is actually playing the Starladder. Huh.
Offlane Slardar? Boots first?
Aggressive tri-lane? No, can't be.
Slardar's
Maybe-
not really here.
no.
You know, I will say Cloud9 played a game like a month back where they sacrificed Eternal Envy in the offlane Slardar. But it didn't work well because Slardar is not a comeback hero. So,
I think they're gonna do like what they did on Prophet. When they have Prophet and Lifestealer, YYF plays the Lifestealer, and he goes to the safe lane, and Luo plays the offlane Prophet. I think it's the
10
same with
seconds
Starladder and
remaining.
Alchemist. They're gonna send Luo to the offlane and safe lane YYF.
5
and they'll probably
seconds
just have
remaining.
Loa like stack the Ancients with Acid Spray, check the rune, and just, you know, sit back basically. Unless they want to go aggressive tri-lane here, which is... It's a strong tri-lane, honestly, but that's where DK go for this Mirana pick, and it helps make up for the fact that their
Prepare for
supports
battle.
aren't that good in the laning stage. Now you've got an elusive carry, fairly survivable. Well, we'll see how it shakes out, but Michael Jordan himself has entered the building. And on that note, we introduce our teams now. MJ being handled by Ferrari 430. Luo going to be on the Alchemist. Towards the bottom lane, we've got Faith on the Ancient Apparition. YYF your Slaughter, and Chuan playing the Rubik. So IG maybe even going aggressive tri-lane here. Game 1 of a best of 3. A lot of all chat from the one and only Chuan.
I'm trying to. Okay, never mind. I don't know what he just said. But on the Radiant side, we have Burning playing the Mirana. We have Lamb on the next Assassin. Mushi will be handling the OD. MMY on his Shadow Shaman. And Ice will be actually on the Centaur. He's
30
going to
seconds
be
to battle.
starting with Boots against an Alchemist, I think. The matchup is not actually that bad for him, I feel. But the bottom lane, I guess, is mainly because, like you mentioned, Nyx and Shaman, very greedy supporting duo. So they're
Yeah.
going to be here to try and minimize as much as possible the experience that both of these supports are going to get.
And the other thing to keep in mind is if DK aren't careful,
The
these two
battle
can smoke mid and
begins.
just kill OD. Like, sure, you don't have a stun there aside from the lift, but with Huskar's fire spears, burning spears plus the chilling touch, that's enough just to right click an OD down
Well,
if Mushi's past the river.
Actually, that is actually quite scary.
That's so much damage. They're gonna start MMY mid off, and it looks like they want to place a hill ward. No.
I think he's going to be there to shock him twice or thrice.
Okay.
And just back off and get the regen at top. Lol.
I do like the boots first build on Huskar though, because whenever you play this here, you always need to be able to chase heroes down.
Yeah,
And get in
you
range.
don't-
You've got really bad attack range
You,
on
you,
Huskar.
you don't need any damage against like OD. You just need to be able to move around and throw spears. But MMI is just gonna drop another shot and it's gonna
Oh,
pick up
bottom
the
lane.
regen.
They've gone on to Burning. They lift him into a crush, but the Impale hits too. Lamb. Oh no, Burning! He was baiting that, I guess, but he took a lot of
I
extra
think-
auto attacks.
I think he's just misclicked on the Terran there.
Okay. And he, unfortunately, Winter, he's got 8 tangos. No salve. So he's just gonna be here for ages healing up.
Just look at MMY being such a prick towards the Huskar.
Well, the problem is that Huskar has boots and MMY doesn't, and he's got low
Oh,
base
no.
boost speed. Is this first blood?
I think
Might be first blood.
Is it?
I think this is first blood.
One
MMY?
more-
One more spear. Is it gonna be up? There's an astral, defensive astral. No, I think he's gonna burn down. The spear's still going. 430. He backs off. He's gone in too deep for this, and now he gives up the first blood. Oy, 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 oy. I thought he had that, honestly. He got fogged on the last spear.
He needed one more hit. If he got the first blood, I guess it was worth it to a certain extent. But the OD was still gonna get the return kill if you dive for that.
Meanwhile, Chuan is just posting up bottom lane. He's pulled the creeps in. They want to dive this.
Doing the best.
2-hero impaled. Oh, all of a sudden, it's Faith's turn to overextend. Crush is there. He will go down, though, and now Lamb's just going to walk away. IG with some very careless play in the laning stage, and DK are punishing it.
I guess they didn't expect the arrow. It was a really good arrow placed by burning towards the AA. They were trying to draw the creeps towards the neutrals so that the Rubik could take the experience then. And
now it's on to Luo. And Luo's got boots. He does stun Ice Ice Ice. MMY not fast enough to catch him, I don't think. Does he have the shackle range? No, just short.
No, it's too slow. That hero is just such a snail.
Dude, he really is a snail. That's a good word for him.
Snail is like, yeah, it's very appropriate for this hero.
I mean, the only piece of good news I'm seeing for IG right now is that their Alk is actually doing quite well and getting, like, considering. And I guess the Starladder's farming, but they're losing mid lane here. Arrow's gonna connect bottom. They're not gonna go on YYF, though.
He has a very good matchup, I think. Alchemist against Centaur. He can just acid, and if the Centaur wants to take a fight inside the cloud, it's very he will lose a lot of.
Tower is under attack.
So it's a fairly good matchup for the Alchemist.
What do IG do now? They've already they do have the smoke available, but I feel like they've already lost their momentum a bit.
Yeah, they did. After the death, the second death at bottom. The first death middle Ferrari was still it didn't really affect the momentum that much, but the dive where they were trying to pull the wave to the small cam and try to dive there, they got killed instead. That was the one that screwed up most of the momentum.
For everyone mentioning lag, guys, it's not coming from my end. We're not dropping any frames. The game looks fine on my screen, so I think Twitch might be having some issues. Click the wrench, let them know. We do apologize, but that's pretty much all we can do. It's not lag on our end, though. The game's coming through fine here.
Perfect World is really kind to me today.
Yeah, it's actually been surprisingly good. I gotta say. I don't want to admit it, but there's an invis picked up bottom. The Nyx has been spotted by a Dire Observer Ward. And 430 will back off.
He's losing mid really bad after that. I guess that Huskar pick is not gonna work too well.
And Ice 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 is getting aggressive here.
He's waiting for the Nyx to reach. They can actually get the pick off on the out here.
And Luo's only level 4. There's no chemical rage here. He will die if he gets caught.
He took all his nuke, so he's gonna be a... it's a sure death if the NA lands the Impale. And
he should too. There's the Impale. The follow-up's there. Double Edge is available. Slaps him in the face. And this is just quickly going...
Chuan is always like the guy who holds a TP at the start and teleports over. Notice every game he does that.
Yeah, but there's only so fast you can humanly react. He would have had to TP before it actually happened. Mid lane? No, they don't want to fight before 30. They just want to slow him down. And the thing is, a lot of Huskar's strength Winter just comes from his laning. Like, he can harass almost any hero out of the lane if left in a 1v1, but after that, he's, you know, later on in the game, that's where you'd rather generally have, like, hero like OD, and he's not winning his lane.
I'd rather have an axe, actually, later in the game.
Oh, yeah. An axe. Well, we can't all have the slam dunking powers of Luo. That's like Shaquille O'Neal.
Talking about Luo, he's rotating towards middle. He's giving space.
But there's an observer
ward here.
He's
giving space for the Rubik to farm, and he's going to be the ganker right now.
There's an observer ward here. Both teams have great vision over this middle lane.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult for him to gank without the smoke here. And they notice that Luo is on the cliff there. Ice just pinged him up. I think as far as the early game goes, if the Huskar doesn't do anything in the lane, like you said, he's a huge waste of investment as a pick.
And now Ice Ice Dice with level 6, almost 7. He's moving through the enemy woods. He's hunting for somebody.
He's hunting the Alchemist. He thinks the Alchemist was stacking and farming neutrals just now.
And he's not. Oh, but he's seeing Faith. Oh boy. Oh boy. This doesn't look good. This does not
Yeah,
look good.
he'll die instantly to the Stampede and 2 spells.
Oh, and he's even walking towards us. He's just asking for it. I mean, this probably should have been called at this point. Nobody's showing their face mid, but Chuan's also worried about himself getting gone upon, so... Yeah, here comes Ice though, back to the top lane.
Yeah, he's gonna get. He already got some early levels on the top lane after the Alchemist left the lane, but he still hasn't got his level 6 yet.
Well, Winter, IG are down by 2,000 gold, 2,000 experience, but they do have this really good Roche lineup. And if they could ever just find a kill or two, get back into the game a little bit, that could be the vehicle for the comeback. But now the Mushi OD, the Mushi Midas comes out.
I'm thinking that in the late game situation, the Alchemist with Inner Vitality could be really scary if they do not lose the game too. I mean, if they do not have that bad of a disadvantage, Alchemist with Inner Vitality could be something really scary.
At the same time, though, Mushi's gonna get very scary much quicker. 36 to 25, about 5 CS a minute here, and already he's got a Midas out. The boots are up. If they leave him alone, I mean, we're gonna see a 4-staff, what, by like 12, 13 minutes probably?
Yeah.
And then the Hex maybe by the 20-ish minute mark, or he goes BKB, I guess.
I don't know if he's gonna think he wants to go for a mech against the IG lineup. The mech gives him some armor to negate some of the minus armor.
You don't think the Centaur would go for that?
Yeah, either one of them go for it. If the Centaur wants to go for a quick blink, then the mech is not going to come that quick. Since the OD is so farm, he can actually get the mech so early that it's going to be very strong.
The one thing DK are not good at, though, is clearing Ancients, and that's where IG maybe have the edge, because they've been stacking these up, farming them with Acid Spray.
Look at that. That's an Observer Ward already there.
And now the smoke from IG. Level 5 Rubik. Level 3 Ancient Apparition, though. And he's going for... I think he's going for his Ice Vortex build again. Faith just does not believe in the power of Chilling Touch. He just doesn't believe in it, man.
Vortex with their heroes is actually not that
That
good either.
Yeah, it's good with Huskar ult, I guess, but that's about it.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
That's such an obscure reason to get it, though. Like, come on.
Yeah, the rest of the heroes doesn't really no one deals spell damage apart from the Fate Bolt and the Ice Blast.
It's mostly a minus armor lineup in a lot of ways. Like your Alk, Starladder, and just the physical damage of the Huskar. I guess he's got some magic from the spears too, but
yeah.
Oh, they want ice here. Oh, but
Ferrari has the 17 last hits so far. That's how badly he got dominated in the lane.
And they picked the Huskar specifically to dominate that lane. And now Burning says, you know what? Let's make it a double Midas. He picks the Hand of Money up as well. And if these two are left unchecked, IG are really going to need this, like, Starladder Blink Dagger to break the game open.
He went for power trades first, so he still needs another 1000 gold. It's going to take them another 2 to 3 minutes, and with that 2 to 3 minutes, Midas will just give Mushi one item already. I think both items is really good, the 4-star or the mech on him. Both are really good in their own reasons. The mech would be a really useful item since they can get it so early, and I don't think they will leave it to the supports to get it. It's either, like you said, the Centaur will get it or Mushi will get it.
Well, you'd really rather have the Shadow Shaman with a Blink Dagger or even Arcane Boots.
I'd rather the Centaur have a Blink too.
Oh, that's true. Well, they've got Stampede, I guess. So maybe they don't even need a Blink at all. MMY did go for Arcane Mech the other day on Shadow Shaman, but they were also dominating that game really hard.
I remember that game. Yeah, they were winning so much that I don't think it really mattered whatever items that MMY went that game since they had a huge lead. But
oh boy, now they're on the prowl.
At the moment, they're just really content, waiting for the Midas to pay off in the next few minutes. And IG is really the other ones need a bit more of the urge to try and make something happen.
Juan's here. He's stolen a level 2 leaf. Not bad, but not a killing ability either.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's okay. It's gonna help him survive, but he needs like an impale or anything.
Oh, oh boy.
Web is the prime target here.
Oh boy. They're just gonna go with the impale. They won't even bother with the initial vendetta damage, and I don't think they need it either. With MMY here, he just drops the shackles.
Yeah, that was such a good rotation by them. They didn't expect the gank on top. They were expecting them to go either bottom or middle. It's really good.
He knew they were coming at the last second there. It was that moment of not even panic, just like, oh shit. And now the burning rotation.
Yeah.
Dire's
There's an
top
observer
tower
ward
is
here, though.
under
I think they
attack.
saw him fading. Yeah, they did. 430's
Dire's
back way up.
structures are fortified.
Yeah,
But-
that really kills me when you know you're screwed.
Oh boy, Faith. He's lucky to live here. They will clean up some wards now, but the tower takes quite a bit of damage. Meanwhile, burning reps around mid. But there's no one to backstab. DK are getting so aggressive.
I'm actually surprised that he came and helped. I was thinking that he would be doing a lot of farming since he got a Midas.
It's the value Midas. You get it so that you can gank and still keep your farm up.
Ah, yeah, something like Wise Slug goes Midas as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This Starladder blink, I feel like that's just the main thing IG need to be able to take fights. How else do they just get in there? They don't have a great hero to just get up in the enemy's face otherwise. You don't want to run in, and Huskar, if he jumps in, will just die. He's not tanky enough yet, I feel. Maybe with this Ogre Club, though. He's getting there.
He's gonna build into a quick DKP. That's gonna be really helpful. But yeah, he's still, whatever damage he's doing in the fight is gonna be very, like, whoever he jumps on, OD just needs to be there to prison to dodge the damage. Then his ultimate will be useless. And there's also Carapace as well. So it's gonna be really, I think it's gonna be a difficult game for the Huskar after the laning phase.
There's the Mushi 4-stab, so I guess they'll leave it to Ice to get this mech.
Yeah.
Or maybe they'll
he's
just
gonna
skip
go,
it.
He's gonna go Blinkless, I think.
Yeah,
he's gonna
Blink.
go for Blinkless.
This is a very... GK are going to have this window where they still have 2 Midases. They've only got a Blink and a Force. And IG will pick up that Huskar... Or sorry, that Starladder Blink. That's going to be a pretty big opening for IG. Look at the gold graph. It says a 3,000 lead. But over 4,000 of that is concentrated in hand of Midas gold. So that's where IG could take some fights and turn this game around.
And top lane, Centaur is positioning, he's hiding. He can actually pick off the A alone if the Starladder moves around with his blink.
They just like went to hang out in the shop.
Ah. Yeah, I think as soon as he sees the Starladder moving away with the blink or TP around, then you go on the A.
And Faith has hit level 6 though. He caught up nicely after a very slow start. I mean, it's still...
Faith,
He goes in on the Starladder of all heroes. Okay.
casually. Now, YYF, even if he gets a dagger, he feels like I'm at half health. Do I really want to go around and do something?
Yeah, I love it, especially with the Tranquil Boots. You can just spam double edge, back off, and then you'll have full health again soon enough. There was a Nyx attempt mid, but there's a Sentry Ward here, so this one was also spotted. And they'll go top instead. No, will they?
They're gonna try bottom. Starladder blink bottom. Burning. Is he gonna get caught?
He's sitting pretty far back, has Moonlight Shadow. But YYF wraps around from the side.
Oh, I think he's gonna get
Oh, they went
he's
on
gonna get
top.
caught.
They went in on Faith, but yeah, burning. Oh, dodges the crush, but now he's caught in the
did.
trees. Oh, what an unfortunate blink. However, YYF's gonna fall, I think. There's the stick charge. Oh, stick charge is keeping him alive for now. Lamb on the chase. There's a blink on the Centaur, but another blink out from YYF, and that'll secure his retreat. So meanwhile, they killed Ancient Apparition top.
And Shaman might drop a ward
He
here
could
to take
solo.
a tower.
Oh no, that's Alchemist. I thought that was Ancient Apparition. Will he get the
the
tower
wards.
tonight? Nice hacks.
Oh,
Dire's top
that was such a
tower
good play
has
by him.
fallen.
Nice
Nice ah!
Nice
You need to have the, there's something missing with your nice ah.
Yeah, I need training at your side, my friend. I'm not an expert. Roland tried to teach me the art of the nice but I'm a white boy. It doesn't come naturally.
Hey, you need to ask Gods. He's actually pretty good at that. He knows what he needs to do when he says the nice ah.
I'm not I'll have to hear it to believe it.
Okay, you're not convinced, I can tell.
I haven't heard it. Maybe I'm wrong. By the way, Winter, look at these Sentry Wards. They've got 5. They've spent almost 600 gold in Sentry Wards.
Yeah, it's Moonlight Shadow and a Nyx.
I know, but it's just so expensive. That's why
You
we
can't
see
afford- you-
we see
you
this
can't
Ancient
afford to get a
Apparition with
gem.
just nothing.
Yeah, you can't afford to get a gem this early, so, well.
They're actually gonna see Lamb in bottom lane. They do go in on Ice. Ancient Apparition ult's there, and he's dropping pretty fast to the minus armor. This Starladder is beating down the Horseman, but maybe not quickly enough. Oh no, the turnaround comes. DK with the double kill.
Huh. I didn't know if you do that, you actually kill yourself.
Yeah, you can deny yourself.
I mean,
Weren't
you
you the-
don't die, you don't die from the double edge, you will die from the Ancient Apparition. It's the first right.
Dire's bottom
Double
tower
H will
is
always
under
leave you at 1
attack.
HP.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Dire's
I think we had this
structures are
conversation
fortified.
the other day, and they changed it
Yeah.
at some point. Used to be you could deny yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like the last point, the last source of damage actually triggers, and then it's like his own self damage. That's why
Dire's middle tower
counted as
Causes
suicide.
him to shatter. Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah, not very sure if it's intended to work that way.
Well,
They're
there's a
gonna try
haste
to
room on.
gank the OD, but he's gonna just run away.
Yeah,
Time-
while this is all happening, DK's playing 4v5 Dota, and Mushi's just farming.
Do you even call that 4v5? Like burning is also like
Burning's
it's the
been
three-
fighting.
It's the two supports running around with the centaur.
Burning's been fighting though. Like he
Radiant's
used
middle
Moonlight
tower
Shadow, he
is
ganked
under
mid, he
attack.
came around back this way. He's been farming a decent amount, but not constantly. Mid lane they go in on Faith, and with the Centaur ultimate, it's a pretty easy kill. Immediately the wards get dropped. I think they stole Stampede here though. No, it was double edge. That's a very risky spell for Chuan to be using. They'll take the tower down with the wards. The Moonlight Shadow gets popped, and Burning's coming in. While Haste to Chuan looks to make a big retreat.
A
But they're
hasty
cutting him off?
retreat. Hasty retreat.
That's the fastest I've
Dire's
ever seen
middle
Chuan
tower
run.
is
Well,
under attack.
Oh, I see why you did that.
he's coming around for the side though. A lift burning up, thrown back into the outstun. No! Too late.
Dire's
Now the
middle
turnaround.
tower is under attack.
Oh,
Crush. Burning caught out. Double edge from Chuan. That's a bold play, Chuan. He'll pay with his life. And now they shackle up YYF. And all of a sudden, Mushi's looking for an opening to get into this fight. Ice the target here, but Luo just not killing him off fast enough. Needs one more right click, can't quite get it. And now Mushi shows up. And this Chemical Rage, how long's he got left? Looks like about 10 seconds or so. Oh boy, now Astral. But the backup comes. Michael Jordan's joined the fight.
slam dunk.
By the way, I feel like we have hardly even seen this Huskar this game. He's 0-1 and 0. All he's done is farm, and I don't know, man. It's not working out the way IG envisioned.
Yeah, they were really confident with this pick, but it didn't really work. I think the main reason was the way MMY played the first few minutes. The first 2 minutes was like top regen rune, 0-minute rune. They kept it there, and he just shot me 3 times. Yeah, middle lane, they're gonna go on Chuan.
But the big lift, and now a crush available. Trying to bait out the Carapace, but does end up getting stunned by it. HF Personal to fly. They have picked off the Rubik on the backside, and now Luo's the next one in line. There's another crush available here. He needs to hit 2. He only gets 1, and now Mushi just starts going hard. He's got an Astral soon. They actually
arrow.
stun YY. A big arrow from Burning, killing spree all of a sudden. And now 430 chasing, but Mushi just casually TPs away. Earn, not enough. Even MMY's got a blink here, so he's absolutely fine.
So do you agree that I said that Burning might play like a boss this game? My charm worked.
It feels like a different Burning compared to yesterday, Winter.
He took his medication.
Yeah, he's had his antibiotics. He's feeling a lot healthier.
Dire's bottom tower
And
is
DK is
under
looking
attack.
strong. They drop the Horde's bottom and they just start muscling up on the tower. Well, maybe playing IG is just bringing out the best in them, but they are playing like a team possessed. They have 4 of the top 5 farmers in this game. I repeat, they have 4 of the top 5 farmers in this game, and 2 Midases. And we're only 20 minutes in.
Simplified, DK are leading by a huge bunch of gold.
DK got money. IG
DK
don't.
is rich.
This is where IG need to do something drastic, I feel. Like, try and sneak the Roche. Maybe you go for a smoke gank first, but just sitting back and playing a passive farm game, it's hard to see it working at this stage. Now that the Midases have had so long to kick in.
Oh,
Maybe they wait for the
is-
BKB on
Ferrari's
430.
screwed. Ferrari's screwed in the jungle.
Is he? With that extra
Oh,
magic
okay.
resistance? I'm not
Oh, I
sure.
thought Burning might just leap over to try and get an arrow. He was pretty nearby just now.
Well, I guess he's content to farm. And now the BKB comes out here for Ice. And what is their... I guess they do have the minus armor, but they don't have a
Ice
good
BKB?
right clicker. Oh no,
Is that-
Mushi.
Oh, Mushi, okay.
Mushi.
It's like, wow, that guy is so farm. You just said he had
No, Ice is not that farm. And
gonna do-
they will go for the Ninja Roche. It's a
They
risky
know.
play though.
Is under
They
attack.
know. They know. Is he gonna go check? Oh no, he doesn't. He's not going to check.
Cold feets on the Roche. The illusion's coming in. And they're gonna contest this.
he's
They've got
bad.
the BKB on Mushi. They can force this fight. Lamb jumps in from the side. He will fall. That's a good trade. Just get the kill. Burning's gonna push top and try to draw a TP back, though. No, he's TP'd out. And now they've got the Shadow Shaman in position.
Oh, this is really dangerous. Either side could take the rush very easily. Oh, are they gonna sneak it right now? I think they can.
Oh boy. There's no inch Emperor for 10 seconds. Just the time they need to complete this rush. It's way too low. The Blink on into the crush, but the Aegis actually gets stolen by Mushi because the last hit went to the Starladder. Now 430, trying to focus Burning down. Burning, already having used his leap, probably gonna fall here, but Mushi's picked up a double kill. He's still got the Aegis at 430. His passive useless against the pure damage that Mushi's bringing to bear. Oh boy, that's a triple kill. Mushi got the Aegis. And IG's big comeback opportunity turned into a big opportunity to extend DK's lead.
Yeah, I think the game is almost over already, you know, at this point. That was the last chance they had.
Good just decision making for Mushi, just not even take a risk. BKB before the Aegis is on the ground and just clicked on it faster.
He's the guy who always steals enemies' Aegis, so I guess he would know what to do to not let anyone steal his Aegis.
And now what are they gonna do? The Linken's is coming out for Burning. Emperor Schultz will fly in, connects on 3. But Starladder misses on the crush, and now he's gonna get turned around on, I believe. There's your Impale. Out of fly, that connects as well, and Mushi starts going to work with the orbs. 430 leaps in, he gets Astral. DK may be wanting to just run from this one, but Burning's cleaned up too. Or one rather, the other one going to an Ice. And once again, another bad exchange, and they go back in with the Moonlight Shadow. IG. Oh boy. There was the Centaur ult there, but they don't want to blow it.
But that fight wasn't actually as bad as it looked like. The Starladder totally missed the crush, but they still gotten a decent trade of it. They didn't got roll over.
Two for one in DK's favor, but at least they denied the tower. But
yeah,
that's
Mushi didn't have his hammer just now.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Mushi's hammer is about to be delivered as soon as he gets that Scythe of Ice, or Shiva's. Shiva's would actually be quite good this game.
Shiva's is actually really good, yeah. So much minus armor, that's a very good way of at least negating some of the minus armor that IG have.
Well, he'll go full aggression with the Hex, the Scythe of Ice is here.
Suddenly he goes Linken's.
Yeah. I don't know. Linken's just seems like a silly choice.
No, he doesn't like the item. He won't go the item.
He's played too many Pinoys who failed to make it work, I think. As much as I love my Pinoy Dota, they are addicted to the Linken Spear, I will say that.
He always says like, why do I need an item to stop me from killing people when I'm always killing enemies and no one is there to kill me?
Some would call that an arrogant statement, but I guess his track record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
They're going bottom. They've got a Blink Crush, but MMY's just going to TP out. They say, let's evacuate bottom. Let him have the tier 1. We'll go for the tier 2 and force high ground, perhaps.
This is very hard for them already. I think they can't even come and defend the base. They can't even take a trade even. That's
Well, Winter, I feel like this game, it's just they went for the pocket Huskar pick, and it was that even just that one gank mid, and then things very quickly fell apart.
Yeah, do you remember the game yesterday where Mushi was a TA against a Veno, and they did the same thing to make sure Mushi doesn't. It's like the same situation. Mushi has a disadvantage in this matchup in middle, but they counteract it by sending a support over to middle lane to pressure or try and smoke gang the middle lane. So Mushi gets a better time.
And then the lane's just over at that point.
Yeah. The way they approach the game is similar to that game.
Well, IG, I feel like, you know, that they had some, even falling behind when it was like a 2k gold deficit, if they had gotten the Starladder Blink and the first few ganks went in their favor, it could have worked out, but DK just always got the jump on them, really. I mean, Lamb's movement was just pristine through the laning stage as well.
Yeah, the Centaur moving around was really creating so much pressure, and it's always a Nyx assassin, and you were talking about the amount of gold they had to spend on sentries when they at the start was looking at so much.
And that's where DK just played it smart as well. Not only did they help Mushi, but they dodged what would have been a very difficult tri-lane, right? So
Yeah, true.
it was a win-win, kill two birds with one stone kind of decision.
Yeah, they can't win the lanes. They do something out of the box. They win the other lanes, and your tri lane doesn't get to be using their full potential because the supports are not there to fight against you.
Mushi's got his hammer, Winter.
Do you like his hammer now with a hex?
I think he's gonna do horrible things to people with this hammer.
Let's see who's gonna die in blow. I think.
He can solo kill almost anyone.
No, I'm talking about one hammer and dead.
Oh, one hammer and dead? Faith is probably the best bet. Maybe Chuan. Yeah, Chuan's even squishier. They'll pop the Centaur ult here, and Lamb's gonna charge in. Charge in for the mana burn. Okay. But now they're still going. Carapace? Nicely done. They'll TP out. They'll TP to the tower right near the creep. Cancel the TP. 430 can't defend. And DK are going to look to punish this because his TP got canceled. They ward trap YYF. Can he even get out? I think he's fully trapped. Nope, not quite. Now, Luo actually turns around, but Mushi drops the hammer on Chuan. Not the real hammer, though. That's just the blacksmith's hammer. Get ready for the sledgehammer coming to a theater near you. Soon. soon. Still Ice chasing 430. He just won't let him get back to the base safely. He'll drop a double edge, taunting him along the way. Honestly, a 1-for-1, not the best trade. Mushi gets caught out here. He does have his ultimate. They'll chain stun him nicely. He's gonna fall. But now IG, they've been caught out of position, and Mushi's gonna come back with some vengeance on the menu. No BKB, but he's got a scythe available. Pipe gets deployed. They just need the scythe before 30. Jumps in with the dunk. He got the BKB off. At least he'll live. At least he'll live.
They're jumping around each other.
They're going down mid now. And the Deso's up on burning. Just end the game fast items. Let's go next, guys. Let's go into game 2 with a 1-0 lead. That's what DK are saying.
They don't have the Shaman wards though. Can't really push that quickly without that.
Dire's middle tower is
Well,
under attack.
all the lanes are pushed in. And Rosha's still dead, so I guess they can go back to the woods and farm. And that's what they'll do. They'll just wait it out.
Yeah, and there's like no point of them trying to waste too much time. There's Acid Spray, there's Fatebolt. It's gonna be very good defense by IG. It's gonna draw a lot of time, so why not just control and farm up the map and just wait for... Roshan is in possibly the next 3 to 4 minutes or 5 minutes, something like that.
Ice is it's just lurking. They have 4 heroes parked behind Faith mid at the base. Boy, do they know him well or what? They're like, come on, man, I know he's gonna go on mid.
Yeah,
and he wants to go on mid so badly.
And you know what? Did they flame him last time around? They flamed him like foreign kid in Chinese.
Really?
Yeah. So, during
was...
I think the Red Bull one.
Oh, you mean that was How, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was how.
Well, he's not on the team anymore, so... Was it the whole team, though? I thought it was just How who was saying that.
I don't know, I'm not sure. The video seemed like it's only how. I saw the video.
Well. I'll give the other guys the benefit of the doubt unless someone has evidence to the contrary, but this foreign kid is certainly showing IG up right now. 4-1-7.
Yeah, he made a lot of early game pressure and made so much space for the 2 other cores, the OD and the Potem. I think by far he's done the most for his team. And maybe the Shaman as well. Shaman and the Centaur are both doing so much.
Well, Bernie will leap out, just continue farming. IG have just almost forfeited. They haven't left the base in ages. They'll just drop an Observer Ward here, but...
Yeah, Alchemist has been buying wards, buying gem, you know, buying all the support stuff.
I feel like they've based, like, just by playing so passively, they've just almost GG'd out. You're not going to come back 4-man farming 1 camp at this deficit. You know?
They are not in any mood of giving up because they have some winning streak to protect.
Now, even a 4-staff for the Shadow Shaman as well. MMY is just like Spider-Man. Just...
The chances of them winning the fight is still there. I think if they get a mistake from DK, then they might have a chance to win.
It's gonna take DK really forcing the issue, though. They have a level 2 Ancient Apparition ult, but it's all no Aghanims here. No BKB on Starladder. Yeah.
Slarddar's not going to get a BKB for the next fight. He's going to get a BKB if they win a fight. Then he's going to get BKB.
It feels like Winter, they need like a 1 in 100,000 fight kind of thing to come back.
It's like playing poker and you have the worst hand right now.
Yeah,
But there's still a chance though. Still a chance.
no pairs, no suited cards, all low, and it's like 3 high.
The enemy has like pocket ace or pocket kings, something like that.
It's worse than that. It's like the enemy has a royal flush. Alright, maybe not a royal flush. Maybe just
not a royal flush, maybe.
a straight flush. Just the regular straight.
If Ferrari dies here, that's it.
He just BKBs immediately. Oh god, they're chewing through him anyway.
Man, he almost died.
That's just a burning. Not even with Mushi getting off his regular right clicks.
Oh,
And Roche
wow,
respawn. What timing? That's some hacks if I've ever seen them from the B God. He literally knows when Roche is gonna respawn. Ice Frog nerf, please. Lamb gets caught out though. That Observer Ward that they dropped earlier, maybe it makes the difference here. The mech gets popped, the pipe gets popped as well. And he's still alive for now. He'll go down, but they've used a lot to kill off the enemy Nyx. And the Roche is falling to Mushi. He's ignoring this fight to get himself a free Aegis, and now he comes in with Hammer and Pain. Suffering coming soon for IG. 2 orbs, 3 orbs, though he gets stunned. He actually does get stunned here. He's dropping pretty fast. The crush is there. Where's the backup for Mushi? They're all just busy chasing other targets. Ice is gonna fall. Suddenly the Slaughter hits the deck though, and Mushi drops his hammer. A bit underwhelming, I must say. That was not nearly as good as it should have been for DK, but good enough, I guess.
Yeah, IG lost 4 heroes. Starladder died twice.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Still.
GG. Well, IG, they're defeated here. But this one was over early. I mean, they might have stuck around for 20 minutes, but at no point did it ever feel like a comeback was in the making.
I wouldn't say there was no chance at all. There was still a chance if someone messes up, like someone makes a mistake. Even though it looked so bleak for them, but yeah, it was a really difficult situation for them. But they still didn't give up. That was a really positive attitude of the team there.
Well, hopefully they'll take that positive attitude into the next game, but for now it's just all DK all the way. Of course, it's a best of 3, and they went for a Huskar, right? So it was a bit of a risky draft, and it just didn't pay off. But go back to the drawing board.
It wasn't really all about the Huskar. It was also because like how DK reacted to what IG did was, I think the reaction they had was really, really good, top notch.
Yeah, their rotations were extremely strong.
Yeah, they were just too good at the rotation. The way when they saw the lanes at bottom and they switched the shaman towards middle, and yeah, it was just really good. So much. Well,
Winter, that's gonna wrap up. Our cat's going crazy in front of the camera, but that's gonna wrap up game number 1. So say
hi to Elgato for me.
Oh, this is Rascal. It's
okay.
Elgato Jr. basically, her son. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up game 1, guys. Of course, I'm LD. He's Winter. We have game 2 coming up for y'all. Currently, DK lead 1-0. If they win the next game, they're going to Kiev. If they lose, then we go to a deciding game 3. Who's it gonna be? We'll find out after this quick commercial break. Stay tuned.